Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be covering a few of the most recent updates that we've been making to Toocheke. We've been getting lots of questions about where all the menu options have gone. I'm thinking more so in relation to like the character menu or the chapters menu options or the collection menu options. So don't worry, those have not gone away, they're still there, and I'm going to show you where they are, and then in the process kind of cover through some of the recent changes that we've been making to improve the functionality of Toocheke. Now, before I go any further, you may be asking, why did we change the layout of the menu options that you will find under the Toocheke menu? The reason is that it was becoming a little bit crowded when you went into when we started adding more menu options within the Toocheke menu. And so I decided to kind of consolidate everything into some of the sub menu options and make it less crowded. Unfortunately for WordPress, the limitation is that you can have like at most one child menu, so you cannot have like an extra child menu to kind of organize your menu options within the dashboard. So we had to work with what we have. So let's dive right in. So the first thing you will notice is, okay, for the series feature, the menu options are more or less still the same. So if you wanted to view all your series, you can just click on all series under the Toocheke menu, and you'll see all your series and you can edit them. If you wanted to add a new series, you can click on this menu option at the top right there, and then if you wanted to go back to all series, you can go back from there, or you can add a new series also by going to this sub menu option over here. All right, now the one change that we made recently, for the series at least, is with regards to genres and tags. They used to be here. Now we've consolidated them under the Series Hub menu. So if I just click on Series Hub, you will find the all series menu option. You'll find the Add New Series menu options, and then you'll also find the genres. If I wanted to access that, I just click on Manage, and I'll access the series genres that are available. I can add new ones if I want to. All right, if I go back to the Series Hub and then click on Tags, I can also add those in, or edit any of the ones that currently exist. Okay, so that covers the series feature. Now for the comics feature, it's more or less the same. All comics, that's always been there and it's still there. Adding a new comic, you can do that from the left hand side, add new comic, or if you were in all comics, you can just click on add new at the top here. All right, and if I wanted to go back to all comics, I can just click on all comics. All right, now the major change that has been causing a lot of confusion is, where are my collections, where are my chapters, where are my characters? Now all of those are under the Comics Hub menu. So if I just click on Comics Hub, you will find all those options there. So you'll have the all comics and the add new comic option. And then the collections, if you just click on Manage, you will see all the collections are still there. You can edit them, you can add new collections. If you go back, the chapters, same thing, same deal. Tags, the comic tags, if you've been using them, they're still there. You can edit and add new ones. Locations, and if you go to Comics Hub, and the characters, okay, and you can edit those. So those features are still there, they're just in a different location, and it'll just take a bit of getting used to. All right, so what kind of prompted the change in this layout for the navigation menus for Toocheke is the addition of the manga feature, adding manga series, volumes, and chapters. So I've covered this in a previous tutorial. I'll provide a link to it in the description box below. So that is still the same as it was when we launched this feature. So you can access all your manga series, you can add a new manga series, all manga volumes, add new manga volume, all manga chapters, and add new manga chapter. Then access the manga hub, which is basically all these menu options that you find here. So it's just repeating everything, and you can access, you basically have different ways of accessing the same feature or the same menu. The options are basically the same. If you go to check it, then options, display is still the same, ordering is still the same, the ordering options are still the same. The archive may have changed a little bit. We added a few options in terms of how you can display your archive page. If you go to your website, let's say yourdomain.com/comic, so there are different options that are available to you. You can play around with activating any of these options. The navigation options are still the same. There may be a few extra options like the manga navigation, configuring the navigation for manga pages, and I'm trying to think of anything else that may have changed. There may be a few extra features that have maybe been added, but you can play around with these options by just turning them on or off. And if you have questions, just let me know. You can email me and let me know, and I'll be happy to clarify that for you. Social sharing is still the same. I think we added a few extra options like Blue Sky, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. This support links tag, we did add that. That's an extra option that we did add. So that appears right below the comics. So if I go to the home page here, and let's see, let me just change let me customize this. Let me change this to this one and click publish. Okay, there you go. So the support links are these ones that you see here below, like the Patreon, PayPal, Kickstarter, and the social sharing icons are what has been there since we launched Toocheke. They all appear below the comic navigation buttons. So let me exit out of this. So if you wanted to change, if you wanted to add support links, you have different options here: Buy Me a Coffee, Gumroad, Kickstarter, Patreon, PayPal, Substack. So those appear right below the social sharing icons. Okay. Analytics, it's still the same as it was before. Top 10 is still the same as before. Series, still the same. Same for discussions. Blog, age, language. Oh, for the images, we have added an extra feature where you can now be able to protect your images if you want to. It just adds an extra layer of security for your images. So if you wanted to kind of prevent, to kind of hide the links to your comic images, you can enable this. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. RSS, I think that was also a recent addition. By default, Toocheke provides like a separate RSS feed for only comics, and this is separate from like the main WordPress feed that has the posts, like the regular posts. But if you wanted to consolidate all your comic posts plus your regular posts into the main WordPress feed, this is where you would come and enable that. So you would just click on this option here and then click Save Changes, and that would make all your posts appear within the main feed. Like I think the URL is like yourdomain.com/feed. So yeah, and that's essentially it for the options. When we launched Toocheke, there used to be just the option to import your comics from Comic Easel. So I think previously we just had one menu item labeled import. Now we have two import options. you can import from the Comic Easel plugin. You can also import from the webcomic plugin. The webcomic plugin is, let me just show you which one it is. Okay, if you just go and search for webcomic, okay, it's this one. This is the webcomic plugin. Okay, so if you've been using this plugin, you can import your comics by just clicking one button here. If you just go to import from webcomic and then just click import, it will import all your comics and add them into Toocheke, and it's just that simple, just one click. All right, so I think that covers it. The one other thing you may notice a slight difference on is the customizer if you're using the Toocheke theme, whether it's the free version or the premium theme. So if I go to appearance and then click on customize, there are a few minor changes. The main one I can think of is the home page layout options. You will notice the icons are slightly different. Well, they're very different. So from what we originally had, but the layout options are basically the same. They haven't changed, but with a few additions. So we have added 2 extra layout options that are related to the manga feature. So they're now a total of let's see, there used to be 6, now there are 8 layout options. So yeah, so and there's a tutorial kind of covering how you can set up the manga layouts. So you can refer to that. I'll add that link to the description box below. And that's it for the homepage layout. The home sections are still the same. There are a few extra options. Let's see, if I wanted to change, let's change this back to one of these other layout options and then click publish. So if I wanted to change the label on the headers for each of these sections, I can change that. Let's see. Change it to that. I can change the titles for each of the sections on the home page. I can hide sections. So for example, if I wanted to hide the series section, I can hide that. If I wanted to hide the chapters section, which you can see, wait, yep, this one, the latest chapters section, I can just click on hide chapter section. If I wanted to hide collections, I can click that and then click publish. Okay, so you can change the text on the home page, and you can also hide sections on the home page depending on the layout that you're using. This is mostly for like the webtoon layout. That's the one that has the sections of the home page. So that would apply to this one here, and I believe this one. I'm thinking of which other one. And this one. Yeah, these two layout options. So these are the 2 webtoon layouts. Okay. These are the traditional layouts. So some of them have a hero section at the top. So this one has like an extra section, like basically the blog post for the comic. This is a traditional layout with basically no hero section at the top, and a blog post section below. This is another traditional layout that basically has nothing else but the comic being displayed. This is a collections layout. If you've categorized your comics by collections, and you can kind of swipe through if you have many collections. The traditional layout with the hero section at the top and the blog post section. The webtoon layout has the hero section at the top, and if you go to if you want to see what I mean by webtoon layout, if I go to this page, a comic post page, it basically displays, it fills out the comic image within the screen, and it kind of minimizes the header and the footer at the top and at the bottom of the page. And this is ideal if you have like a vertical scroll kind of comic. So these two are webtoon layouts, and then this second, third, and fifth are traditional layout for comics. And these last two are basically the manga layouts, as I discussed before. All right, so I'm trying to think of anything else that may have changed. They had a link. If you wanted to link your header, if you had a hero section at the top and you wanted this header to link to, let's say, the home page, you can add that in here. You can add the URL here for your home page. Menus are still the same. Sidebar, if you have a layout like this one that has a sidebar, this one, let's choose that and let's go home. Okay, and then let's click publish. So maybe you just want, that's not a good example, this one is better. All right. Let's see, I'm trying to think of one that, okay, yeah, let's click publish. Okay, this has a sidebar. So if I wanted a sidebar, so this one by default has a sidebar. I think I had deactivated it. Yeah, I had deactivated it. So it has a sidebar by default. Let's say you want to use this layout option, but you just do not want the sidebar. This is where you would hide the sidebar. So you just click on that. It will retain everything in your layout and just hide the sidebar. Okay. The footer option is still the same, but I think the change that we made is that we made it used to be plain text. Now you're able to kind of style it and maybe add links if you want to. So, but the functionality is still the same. So if you wanted to change and customize your footer, you have more options. Okay, so I think, yeah, that covers just about everything. If you have any questions, just please feel free to reach out. I am happy to clarify. Otherwise, look forward to talking to you again. All right, bye.